So hello guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is David as usual. You're welcome back. And yeah, so let's talk about the chart. Let's talk about what happened the previous week. I hope you guys are able to, make some moves in the markets in this previous week. Yeah, I'm going to talk about the major pairs in this video, and from a different video, I'm going to talk about the other pairs. You can as well check the end of the video. Remember when you're done watching with this, and to see the other pairs, or probably just go to the channel where you're going to find every other thing, in there. So yeah, let's get back to the video and see. So for last week, for the beginning of the week, I was actually expecting a bit of a down move. So this was a candle for the previous week on a weekly time frame. This was a candle for the previous week. So I was looking like, okay, with this long week here, I was actually expecting the market to move down, maybe probably cross to this low. But looking at what happened now, we actually had, a very bullish candle here, and we broke through this high a little. Let's go down to the daily time frame. Let's see what we have there. So this was from the weekly. This particular box was from the weekly, and this now is from the daily, because we had this fair value gap here. But already, if we close this, we can see that there was this zone here, this fair value gap, which was actually mitigated by this. But luckily, the market actually went on into consolidation throughout the week. So we weren't able to, move down or probably go up. We're just creating some momentum around there, and just to see where the markets are actually eventually going to. So if we look closely, let's see. This is the beginning of the week. This tiny black line here, this was the beginning of the week, and this was this is the new month. So yeah, this is actually an indicator you can get. Is week stroke, month stroke, week breaks close. If you come to indicators, you're going to find it there. So you can as well, change the settings into whatever you like. So yeah, this is the beginning of the week. So I actually said that then I was expecting a little bit of up movements, considering the fact that we broke through this low. Although this was my initial target, but since the market didn't get there, we already tapped into the weekly zone. Yeah, so it's possible we could actually, see a reason to actually go to the downside there. So I marked this other block, considering the fact that this was an impulsive candle. So the market came back in, broke through it. And at that moment, I already knew that there was probably going to be some, there'll probably be some playful, act here. So we'll probably wait for the next zone, probably after breaking through this low. But you can see here, we came down, still went up to break through this high, and we have actually broken this high a little by and at the close of this Friday candle. So yeah, we are still within the zone. Definitely, we're still within the zone. So for this week, we just have to see whatever we can actually find. But there are basically two scenarios here that I can actually see for myself. So we can actually tap into this zone here, come back here, have a pullback, then probably go to the downside to zip the liquidity that is down here. Let me close this so it wouldn't cluster the charts. So just to sweep this inducement around there, it is actually clearer when we go down to the daily or weekly time frame. So there's another block here. We had this equal lows around there. So yeah, the market possibly could go there. We had this break of structure here with an impulsive move. So this has been kind of corrective for a while now. So yeah, I'll still be expecting some moves to the downside. But on probably really, will I actually expect the market to go up? And if the market goes up, maybe we're actually expecting something different from the market then. Probably the market can actually go up, test its place and probably move to the upside, or probably see this as a sweep in liquidity here, and before it actually continues to go on to the downside. So yeah, but overall right now, I'm actually expecting the market to get into the zone first so we can see where we actually headed in the markets. Let me leave this here. So let's go to Euro USD. Let's see what we have on Euro USD. So yeah, something similar here. Let's see this. This was the beginning of the week. Probably let me just mark it out with this. Yeah, so that was the beginning of the week. So yeah, as at this point here, I actually drew this from the previous video. You can as well check it out to see. So I was expecting markets to actually come into this zone before moving to the upside. And as you can see, we actually came into the zone. We went to the upside. And right now, it's coming back, seeming like it's testing the zone here. But we can actually just wait and, let's just see what the market does. As of now, we can actually just mark some zones around there. We can see there's a fair value gap around there. Yeah, this actually mitigated this candle. So the thing is, let's just see what it does around there. Normally, I would expect the market to react on this zone and push to the upside. So that would probably be my bias right now. My main bias right now is a push from here, somewhere around here to the upside. But let's go to the 1 hour time frame. Let's see what we have there. Let's see what we have there. I actually didn't take this AU trade because I was expecting some pullback here. I set an alert around there, but the market didn't pull back into that zone. So yeah, I kind of missed the EU trade. So but right now, this is a low. This is a low this is a low that I actually don't expect the market to break if it's going to continue to the upside immediately. But if it breaks to this low, then we should actually be expecting something different from the markets. So we just have to be, stay observant and, see what the market does. So right now, I actually saw this as a sweep in liquidity. Let's see. I saw this as a sweep in liquidity, and this year acted as my, my confirmed break of structure. That was the high that was created after this sweep. So I was actually expecting the market to come down a little, but it seems all these weeks here, I already mitigated the zones around there. So it's, found no reason to actually come more to the downside. And yeah, we went up, we broke through this high. Now we're back into the zone, but let's see. Is it going to respect this zone here? Is it going to respect this, or is it actually going to break through? Yeah, that's something we just need to, keep a watchful eye on. So we might actually come into this zone, create a sweep in liquidity, a break of structure, and probably a retest. Then yeah, and we look forward to pushing the market up to the upside. Or as usual, we can have some other moves in the market. But looking at this, this gap around here with this impulsive move, I actually expect the market to come back up, even at least probably before making some down movements, just to clear out, all these, fair value gaps around there. So let's just watch out for this zone. Let's see what it does. And if it doesn't react to that zone, it might as well just break through, come back to retest it, and move more to the downside. So yeah, those are two major scenarios, but this is the one that I'm actually really open for right here. So let's go to USD Let's see what we have on USD So for USD also, yeah, as usual, looking at the fact that I was expecting some down movement from the dollar index, I actually was expecting a sell around there. So yeah, the moment I saw this tap into this zone, I saw this impulsive move. I saw all these ones. But before the news, I don't know if you guys were on Thursday, we had the news, the CPI news, and it's not the kind of news you actually want to play with too much. So I actually knew there was probably going to be something off. So I actually don't trade news. I actually don't trade news for now, if possible. But I don't know yet. So right now, definitely CPI is not the kind of thing that you really want to mess with, except it's something that you're really dealing with full time. So as you can see, we had this push up, this push down, and we eventually just closed within the same size of the initial candle before we started pushing more to the upside. So this actually validated the zone around there. Maybe not completely, but yeah, it validated the zone around there. And we might as well just keep on pushing up to the upside, come back to retest and push up. Or we can just, see this as a sweep, because at the moment here, it doesn't actually, cross through this eye. It doesn't cross through this eye. So yeah, let's just keep watching whatever it does. It might as well just break it a little, come back here and retest. So just watch out for the, the candle formations around there. So that way you can actually know where the market is actually pointing towards. So yeah, so that's basically what I see for Euro USD. And for this zone around there, considering the fact that we had a fair value gap here, I think on the 1 hour time frame, a little bit of inducement here. I actually expected the market to come back into here the moment it broke through this low, but instead it continued downwards, and eventually when it came here, it hasn't found any reason to go to the downside. So yes, yeah, that's just it for now. So for USD there isn't really any clear entry here, but for now, overall, let's just see, considering the fact that the dollar index has potential of probably going down. So I'm looking forward to a down move soon, if possible, around there. looking forward to the down move. So let's go to GU. So for GU also, let's see. Now for GU also, we had it around there. Let's see. This was the opening of the week. So for GU, yeah, as you can see, I drew this. I was looking forward to the market coming to tap into the zone. And of course it did. Although it took longer than expected. Of course, it did come into the zone, but right now it hasn't really been showing any, good momentum around there. And the fact that it came down impulsively, didn't let me really concentrate more onto that. So yeah, didn't let me concentrate more into that. So I'm actually looking forward to what it's going to be right there. But I have probably a positive feeling that it's probably going to break through this. It's probably going to break through this because considering we had this impulsive movement, we broke through this low. This might probably just be a retest, or probably faking people into the fact that thinking that we're actually going into the up movement. But yeah, so that's just it right now. Let's look at what it does. If it breaks through this low, then I'll be looking forward to a retest and a continuous sell to the downside. But considering the dollar index, there's possibility of an up movement. So yeah, you have to be open-minded and not be too blindsided by some little moves in the market adjustments. Just pick out the stop loss and the likes. So let's go to the next pair. This is USD CHF. So for USD CHF, yeah, let's see what we have in the previous week. Let's see. So we have this. This was the previous week. So for this right now, we had this. So we had some movements here, as you can see. The market didn't get to this zone, and yeah, we kept on consolidating and everything. I drew this zone from a lower time frame. Let's see. Yeah, this was from the 1 hour time frame. So I was actually expecting the markets, considering further we had this impossible, I was expecting the market to come to tap into this zone and actually come here before we move to the side. But just the way the dollar index was doing also, it was consolidating all through until it actually came here towards the end of the week on Thursday. I think that was during the news, most likely. And yeah, look at this push to the upside. So right here, anything will actually happen around there. Because let's just shoot our mindset a little bit and let's look at it just like the support and resistance traders. So we can see this, this zone around there. There's possibility this reaction is actually what the market needs to continue to the upside. Yeah, it's something we can actually look into. But the moment we break through it, then we should be looking forward to this zone that is down here. This zone down here. I still have we're pending alert waiting for that. So for this zone down here, it's actually my major zone. But yeah, the market could actually react to this and keep on pushing to the upside. But for a while now, it's been ranging and yeah, there isn't really any momentum either to the top, either to the upside or to the downside. So a breakout from this zone or from here would actually tell us where the market is actually heading towards next. If there's a breakout there, we would actually expect a retest and a push it downside. Just looking for a block entry around there. So yeah, let's go to AUD USD. For AUD USD, yeah, let's see. For AUD USD, I was expecting a buy movement here, but let's go over from the higher time frame first. Let's see what we have. Now from the higher time frame, we had this. So this was the beginning of the week. Now from the beginning of the week, actually, we tapped into this zone here. Now I don't think I was actually expecting the market to come down because now after this tap here, we had a lot of mitigations around there, which is probably showing that there is no value on that block that the market is coming here to tap. Except for the fact that it actually came to sweep the low, which it actually did successfully. So I wasn't really sure on where the market was actually headed here. It's not something I actually want to go into then. So yeah, I was open to this market, and look at the fact that it actually came here, it swept the low and it broke through this high, but we just the weakness significantly. So this break of structure cannot actually be trusted. And yeah, we've actually broken through this low again at the end of the week. So, but over here, I was looking forward to the fact that there's possibility that we could actually move regarding like not taking to the fact that we actually had that, that impulsive move. So I was expecting it to break through this high. If it breaks through this high, then I can wait for another block around here. But as you can see, the market didn't even get there at all. So yeah, this market was in no good area for me also. It didn't get to my zone, so I just had to leave it out. So, but for now, we have swept through the 4-hour, like this is a 4-hour low. We have swept through this low, so, and this is the daily low around there. I'm actually still expecting an up movement here because this actually tallies with the dollar index. The dollar index is actually I'm actually expecting some down movements, not like it's supposed to, because it's not supposed to do anything. I'm expecting some down movement on the dollar index. So right now, for AUD USD, I'm also expecting the up movement also. But at the moment now, it hasn't really shown any clear sign that it really wants to go in the way. So just something like what I did there is just something, just the way you guys can actually try to implement those things. Don't actually like jump into the market. You just set some zones around there, set some alerts, hopefully the market gets there and, help you, then you can actually, get your good entry, because even if I thought the market is going to go against you, it would as well it would have gone above probably 1 to 1, 1 to 2, depending on your trading plan. So you can at least break even before the market goes against you. So you don't lose into the markets. Right now that's broken very slow. So I'm actually expecting some major breaks on the high sides before taking an entry into this trade. So yeah, AUD/USD for now. It's still consolidating also around that my spot. So I'm actually expecting some massive moves to the upside, most likely an impulsive move. So but on the drawback is when I'm actually going to take a trade, probably breaking through all this highs here. And if it breaks through this, that's actually a very, very good one, because you don't want to rely on the smaller time frames. Thanks. So the next pair right now is USD card. So for USD card, let's go back to the 4-hour time frame. Let's see what we have. Let's look at where the week actually started so we know what we're dealing with here. So for this, now this was where the week actually started. Now, I actually said this in the previous video too. I was expecting a sell trade here, but it took me out of stop loss and it went impulsively to the downside. But considering the fact that it was a Friday, anything could happen. And look at this also, it actually still went back up and came back to retest something around there and keep pushing to the upside. So that was actually when, so at the market open, after the market open on Monday, on Sunday evening, so that was when I actually drew this zone. The market came back to retest this zone, and look at this. It actually worked almost perfectly. And this actually came back to kiss the zone and before the close of the market. So right now, it's actually showing sign of going to the upside. It's showing sign of going to the upside. Yeah. Well, let's just keep an open mind. This is actually a big gap that we actually have to fill. Yeah, that there's the possibility of filling all this gap here. So there's probably potential of the USD card moving to the upside. This is not tallying with what I have on the dollar index. But yeah, let's just keep an open mind. Let's see what it does. But overall, I'm actually expecting USD card to tap into this zone. If it taps into this zone, then yeah, that's when I'll actually be looking forward to take some good sell moves here. So that's for USD card. Let's check NZD USD. NZD USD. So for NZD USD, this is a 4-hour time frame. Let's see where the week started. So the week started here. Let's close this. So yeah, for this, yeah, I made mention of that fact that on the lower time frame, yeah, this was a zone I was expecting market to react to. So I consider this as a sweep, as a kind of sweep in the market. But if you look closely here, we're going to realize it actually tapped into this zone around here. You know, this is another block that has a fair value gap, a very small fair value gap around at the top. So the market came here, it retested it. Now at this point, we had a lot of movements here that shows a lot of mitigation. And yeah, so with all these weeks, this week came back to sweep this low, we went to the upside. This was actually the retest on a lower time frame. Let's move on to 15 minutes time frame. Let's actually break it down so we can see why I was actually looking for a buy trade there. So within this, if we look at this right now, so we came into the zone after sweeping, you know, the low for this initial one I drew here. Let's probably just, you know, clean this out. Let's have a clean chart so we can actually see what we're dealing with here. So the market actually came here. We had this movement to the upside. We had this sweep of this low. So the next number to be expecting is a break of the high. It's created before that sweep. So now the sweep it's created actually created an high around here. Now, this was the first one that actually broke through this high with a candle body. Yeah, it actually broke through this high with a candle body. And this retest here, I should have taken a buy, but hopefully, but yeah, I wasn't looking at the market then, definitely, because this was actually a very good buy I should have taken, but I didn't take this. So this was the one I actually, so we actually came back here. And look at these sweet entries in the markets. This is another block entry here. It didn't actually touch it, but it went really, really close. So at this break and the comeback, you could actually enter through another block, through a breaker block around here. Yeah, but the market didn't actually break through the upside. So I mark this as my break of structure at the retest. Could have taken an entry there. But look at this. We're just moving, you know, sideways from there, and you know, we pushed to the downside. The moment we broke through this low, I knew there was a shift in the market, and we just have to, you know, react to whatever it does now. So I actually marked all this zone. I actually marked these two zones and this was the news on Thursday. Yeah, this was the CPI news on Thursday, and I didn't really want to mess with the news. So the news actually went up, broke through this high before coming to the downside. This would have been a very, very good trade. It would have been a very, very good trade. And right now, we have broken through the other low, like the other zone I created. So there's actually much more possibilities around there. There's possibility of actually moving more to the downside. And probably to some zones around there. But before then, there'll still be some, you know, some movement around there. But I'll actually wait for some major zones before I can decide on taking a trade. Considering the fact that this was the last, you know, sell candle before it broke. This was the last buy candle before it broke through this low, and it didn't just break. It actually broke with two impulsive candles. So there is possibility of it coming to have, you know, a good sell around there. So it's exactly a zone to watch out for. I'm not telling you guys to like practically just, you know, set some pending orders around there. Let's even check the stop loss if you're actually going to take a trade like this. This is way too much. So the thing is, these zones are just places where you can actually just wait for the markets and, you know, watch for price action. Just see whatever it does and, you know, react to it. You can't predict the market, but as well, you can actually react to whatever it's doing, and your reaction, you'll most of the time actually make some good money from the market. So please just watch out. Let's see what the market does, and you know, it's good. So let's check for gold. Now, yeah, gold was a little bit really sweet last week too. Actually, to gold coming from here. So this was the opening of the market. The moment we had this break here and we had all this, I marked this zone here on a lower time frame. So yeah, I marked this other block here. Considering the fact that we had this impulsive candle here, I was looking at this point as a very good spot to buy. As you can see, I marked some zones around there, but the market they didn't actually react to these zones correctly. It broke through it, and ever since then we've been moving down. But the moment we broke through this low, and I knew there was a change in the market direction, and I just had to wait for it in a zone around there. So coming down to the lower time frame, we'll see another block around there. So initially, this is what I would have had before I actually, this is what I would have had before, refining the entries. So the moment we tapped into this, I didn't actually take a trade here, but it was on this part that I actually took a trade. Now, I wasn't really expecting the trade here, but when we tap into the zone that we created this, I was okay. Let's actually go down to the lower time frame. So actually going down to the lower time frame and refine my entries a whole lot. So actually get a clean entry here. And due to the fact that it wasn't really the kind of trade I was actually expecting initially. I only targeted this low here. So basically it got here, I took out my profit because I was expecting some movements around there. This dotted lines I drew were other blocks. They were just represent the other blocks in the market. So the moment I saw this, and since it broke here with a candle, I actually still closed my trade, but I drew this just to see how the market reacts, and it also reacts to this. But I've probably taken this, but just be content with some little profit in the market. And you can see we didn't get to this zone, still came back up, broke through this high before finally breaking through this low. So it's been working that way for a while. And I've actually noticed something about gold. And I don't know, but for recently, it hasn't really been respecting the zones the way it should. It has actually been, so if for example if we had something like this, I just want to illustrate something here. So we had some movement in the market this way. We had this so yeah, so we are now we created a zone around here and we moved impulsively. So if the market's coming down this way, now normally we would have marked out our zones at this spot. Would have marked out our zones at this spot, right? But the market sometimes doesn't really respect these zones. It might actually come down to these zones thinking we're about to, thinking about to move to the upside. And it just breaks through, comes back to retest this. Once it comes back to retest this, at this point here, if we look towards the side, we're going to find some other blocks, something that will actually means the market is actually coming down to the downside and will push more to the downside. So the market actually recently doesn't really respect the zones, although everything else comes in the seasons. You just need to be observant and know where and how to really get into the market. So this will actually respect the zone around there and move to the downside, which was exactly what happened there. Exactly what happened there. This was the zone I drew, but instead it broke through it. It came back into it and it pushed more to the downside. So that will be all for this. I hope you guys get one or two things from that. And yeah, just draw this on your charts. Try to see where I drew, what I drew, try to see what you actually have, merge these things together, and hopefully you're able to get some clarity and how to really enter into the market this coming week. I hope you guys stay safe, trade safe, get some pips on the market. See you guys in the next video. And don't forget, at the end of this video, a video will be around here somewhere where you can actually watch the analysis on the other peers. So I hope you guys, watch through that and get to see the breakdown of all these peers. So good luck, guys, on this coming week. I hope you guys trade safe, make some money. Yeah. See you next time, guys. Peace out.